Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally going to share with you some of the real life ghost stories from my home. I know you guys really enjoyed all of my ghost stories last October, and unfortunately I don't have as many to share this time around because my last series of ghost stories was obviously everything that we ever experienced in this house, and we have lived in this home since 2005, so I accumulated a lot of stuff over, a decade, but I only have some things that happened within the past year since the last time I shared with you guys, and it is some pretty creepy and interesting stuff. So this is my journal that I keep all of my YouTube information in, and I have collected ghost stories throughout the year to share with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you some creepy things that have been going on. Primarily it has been on the third floor in my daughter Emily's room. So she recently moved up to the third floor, and that is an area of the house that I've always been very uncomfortable in. It originally was our children's playroom, and I really did not like going up there, and the children were always terrified to play upstairs in the playroom by themselves. I always had to go with them. They wouldn't even run up to get a toy and bring it down. Everyone has always been scared of this particular room for whatever the reason may be. And I'm going to share with you guys, probably on Halloween, the investigation that was done of our home, and there were some creepy things that they captured in that room, so I will be sharing that with you at the end of the month. But anyway, so this is what Emily experienced. She had a friend sleep over, and they were hanging out in bed just talking. They were on their phones. They were eating pizza rolls and other random snacks, having a good time. It got late and they decided to both go to bed. So Emily always keeps her cell phone plugged in on the nightstand next to her bed. So she did that before she went to sleep. Her friend had already fallen asleep, so I know her friend is out of the picture with this. She wasn't playing tricks on her or anything like that. When Emily woke up the next morning, her friend was still asleep, and she could not find her phone. She couldn't find it anywhere, and she knew she had plugged it in on the end table right next to her bed like she always does. So she got up and she's looking under the bed and looking all around the room. Well, across the room there is her dresser area, and on her dresser was, it's kind of silly, but it was her plate of like all of the pizza bites and snacks that they were eating, and in a perfect circle was a circle of pizza bites laid out on the plate with her cell phone right in the middle. And she woke up her friend, and they were both up there screaming and freaking out and going nuts over it. And yeah, it was just really odd. And the funny thing is, okay, leave it to my teenage daughter. Her whole spin on this is her room is being haunted by a very attractive boy who had passed away in his teen years in this house, and he is in love with Emily. He just adores her, and he loves playing tricks on her and doing silly things. And the reason that she feels this way is maybe it's a way of keeping herself not too scared to be up there, because she is up there alone. She pretty much has the third floor to herself every night. My husband's office is up there, but he's only there in the afternoon. So yeah, she named him and everything. I have to find out what she named him. I forgot his name. But that is her spin on it, because all of this stuff that has been happening in her room has been really weird. Okay, so I have a couple more odd things that happened, but I'm gonna share another cell phone type of story with you. So apparently this particular spirit is really interested in my daughter's cell phone. Modern day technology to a young teenage boy might be interesting, right? So again, she was going to bed, plugged her phone in on her end table, woke up, couldn't find her phone. She finally finds it yet again at the other side of the room. But this is the really super creepy part. This is gonna freak you guys out, and I wish I had the evidence to share with you, but she has gotten rid of it since because she was so freaked out by it. So she found her phone, she opened it up, and she opened her camera, and the last photograph taken on her camera, it was like 3 something in the morning, and it was a picture of her sleeping from the foot of her bed. Oh, I just get the chills thinking about it. It is so creepy. So yeah, I mean, she showed it to me. She was freaking out. She couldn't even believe it happened. She was like asking my son if he was messing around with her, my daughter, like hoping that somebody was going to have a good laugh over this and just say, yeah, I was in your room at 3:30 in the morning and I did this, but no one in our house did it. And she was really creeped out about it. I mean, if that happened to me, I probably would be out of here. I would be so freaked out. And she's still sleeping in that room. Thank God she thinks this is like some hot guy from the 1800s, because I don't know how she is surviving up there. But yeah, so that was really freaky to me. So that was like the second cell phone related type of thing. And then the third story I have to share with you in regards to something that happened specifically in her room on the 3rd floor was she has like a journal that she writes in at night. Sometimes she went through a period where she was trying to be really good about it and trying to write in it every single night. So before she went to bed, she went to write in it, but she was so tired and she said out loud, I'll just do it in the morning, or, you know, I'll just remember to do it later. I'm too tired tonight. And she rolled over and went to bed. She put the journal back in her drawer, her bedside table drawer, shut the drawer, laid down, went to sleep. She woke up in the morning, she's sleeping on her back, and she's like, what's on my head? And she feels like there's something on her head. The journal was open to the page that she should have written on, like that blank next page, next entry, on her forehead. On her forehead! Oh my gosh. So yeah, another really super creepy. I mean, none of this stuff is like mean or evil. Like, I feel like it's not a bad spirit or a bad person messing with her, and I totally identify with the character that she portrays in this ghost, because it does seem very likely. I mean, obviously it could be a teenage girl, it could be an older person who's like messing with her, but I totally, like, when I envision this spirit in my mind and the way that I feel and the vibes that I get, it is like a young boy, because I could see my son, you know, messing around with my daughter in this way and doing these types of things to her, although it's clearly, obviously, not him. We did verify. Just want to let you guys know we did verify with everyone in the house, made sure nobody was messing with anyone else, because we did make a really big deal about this, and it did carry on obviously for days and days. It was a big conversation, so nobody in my family could hold a heavy lie on their conscience for that long, with as big of a deal as we have made over all of these freaky things that happened to my daughter in her bedroom. So I just wanted to share those stories with you. Those are really the most recent things that have happened, and just kind of like some of the biggest things that have ever happened in our home. It seems like my daughter Emily kind of connects with these spirits, because she was the first one at 2 years old to experience something. If you guys watched my ghost stories from the beginning last October, she actually saw an apparition in our living room sitting on the couch. She totally explained in detail to me what he looked like and all of that. And again, she was only 2 years old, so she couldn't really even like know the concept of ghosts and spirits and things like that. She was too young to even know about that stuff, so it's really weird. But anyway, thank goodness she's not terrified and looking to leave the house, because I know if I were her and I was that age, forget it. I would be like sleeping with my parents every night. I would not want to be up there alone. But she is really brave. That's all I can say about that. And there's one more story that I want to share with you guys, because it's not a big enough story to share on a completely different video, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway. And this is something that happened around the holidays. It was around Christmas time. The house was decorated for Christmas. We had the tree up. I think it was like the week before Christmas, and my husband was laying on the couch watching TV like he always does, and he had fallen asleep. It was really quiet, and he turned off the TV. He was getting ready to go upstairs to bed, and he heard a woman singing like right behind him. So he's sitting on the couch, which is facing the TV, and behind him, where we set up our Christmas tree and all of that stuff, he heard a woman singing very loud, like he knew somebody was there. There was no way the voice or the sound was coming from anywhere else. It was in the living room right behind him on the couch. So he got up and he looked over, and he still heard it, and it started to like fade away, and he's looking around and he could never figure it out. And he said it was like a familiar song. He couldn't place it because it happened so fast, and he only heard like, you know, maybe like 20 or 30 seconds of her singing or whatever it was. But he said it was so loud and so clear, it was as if that person was right there with him. And yeah, I just thought that was really creepy and weird too. So those are the only things that I documented that have happened in the past like year or so. There were some photographs. My daughter took like an Instagram picture once, and it was in my bedroom, and in the background you can kind of see the shadow of what looks like a person, but I am not certain enough that it really was anything. It could have just been a shadow being cast from a piece of furniture in the room or something. There's something with this house, the way that shadows fall, they look like things oftentimes when they're not. So I don't really feel comfortable like sharing that with you, because I don't think it's like solid evidence of something. But everything that I shared with you today was true, did happen, has been experienced by my family. I thought that it would be fun, especially in the month of October, to share with you guys some real life stories, things that have happened in my old Victorian home. This house was built in 1895, and it has a pretty big history, and I know a lot about the original residents of the house. I know a lot about the people who have passed away in this house, and how they passed away and where and all that stuff. So if you want to learn more, you can go check out Jen's Haunted Home from last October, because that's all there. You can find all that information over there. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I am looking forward to sharing with you the paranormal investigation that was done in our home, and it was actually a few months after we moved in, which is when our house was the most active. I guess it was just whoever was residing here, whatever spirits were here, coming in direct conflict with the new family coming in. So that was really a good time to have an investigation done, and I think you guys will really enjoy that on Halloween. And let me know in the comments below if you have ever experienced anything in your home. One of my favorite things when I share these ghost stories with you is getting feedback and hearing stories and things that have happened to you over the years. So please share that with me and with my subscribers in the comments below, so we can all read those stories, because they are really interesting to me. So I will see you real soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, so I will certainly consider doing more, possibly next October. Have a great week. Take care. Bye.